Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Dratlaw44. Today I'm going to be ranking each legend in the competitive tier list. Now remember, never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay an Apex legend. Right, let's get into the rankings. That would be starting with, of course, Octane. Now, in the competitive side of things, of course, anything between bronze and gold, I would say you can use any legend you want, and you should be able to do that anyway. You should be able to use a legend that you really enjoy and feel the most comfortable with. The reason for this particular tier list is to give you some idea of who, if you were trying to push above that into sort of Diamond, Platinum, or Apex Predator even ranks, then these are the kind of legends that are going to be less viable, more viable, and really viable, you know. So that's just one of those things I just wanted to make clear before we get into round about everything. Now, with Octane, the big thing with him is that unfortunately he doesn't offer enough benefits to the team. Now, sadly, he is a fantastically fun legend, and he's really cool. He's got amazing dialogue, but he offers very little utility to the team. The only thing he offers at all is the jump pad, which, okay, is handy on occasion, but most of the time it can really get you killed and shot in actual fact because you're bouncing up high. The stem and the fact he can go fast doesn't offer anything to the team, so that would be why I'm starting off with him in my C tier. Now my B tier legends, that would be Revenant, Lifeline, and Mirage. Now Revenant, starting with him, he is a legend that, okay, he's got the silence grenades. He can crawl and really silently and climb faster. Yes, indeed. However, the only thing he offers to the team mainly is the totem, or the death totem as it's known. Unfortunately, I don't feel like the death totem is in a really good place. Yes, they improved it, which is, I guess, a good thing, but I still feel like it's really lackluster and doesn't offer too much. I know there are always people that will prove me wrong on that, and there'll be expert Revenant players, and that's fantastic, but realistically, if you're trying to push a legend up much higher, he doesn't offer that much to the team. Now, Lifeline was a hard one to place, and I know that a lot of people place her much higher. Realistically, I feel that she lacks in comparison to other legends, which I'll go into, but she's got the drone, which, okay, is handy, but it recently received a nerf where it now doesn't move or can't be pushed, so of course that sucks a little bit. Her revival is okay with a shield, but again, it's situational, and if you're camping out a building, yes, you've got the drone if you're taking damage, but realistically, there's a bit of a lack in that somewhere. Her passive fast healing is handy, but again, she offers more utility than Revenant, do not get me wrong, but I do feel like she's not in the best spot, and I hope that, you know, especially with the things like the care package and the other parts there, that she really does get just a little buff, just to really put her back into the meta, and then just make her, again, a much better legend. I think she's really cool, and I'd love to see her improve. Now, Mirage was one of the most difficult ones to place, and that is simply because how much does he offer to the team? Now, he has, of course, had a recent rework, as we all know, and this has made him much better than he ever was previously. His decoys, they're okay, but I wouldn't say at higher level they fool too many people, because most tend to know that any common sense Mirage player will send out the decoy in front of the actual real player. The actual sort of ultimate, again, not bad. It can save you in some situations, but it's not really an escape mechanism anymore. It's more aggressive, and in competitive, you don't really play aggressive too much. It's more about, unfortunately, camping out particular positions, trying to, you know, gain a good spot, and just trying to really rank up with the points. Yes, kills do matter, but you're not going to play overly aggressively, especially the higher that you climb in the rankings. Yes, his passive for the invisibility does certainly have some viability when he's reviving a team member. If done correctly, can be amazing. His respawn beacon perk, or, you know, where he goes invisible, again, not bad, but it's not going to really push him up the rankings too much in comparison to other legends. Now, personally, I'm a big Mirage fan. He's my favourite legend in the game. And I would love to see just a couple of little changes where he does become more viable in the higher competitive rankings. However, at the moment, I still feel he's B tier he may change at some point. They might alter something. They may kind of like make a change that really makes him much more viable. But however, that's how I feel at the moment. Fingers crossed, Respawn look at it and maybe just make an odd change. But anyway, that is it for regards to the B tiers. All good legends, but if you're trying to push them higher, I would say that there are certainly better choices, depending on how your playstyle is and what you want to do. Now, of course, moving into the A tier. Now, the first one I'm going to do is Crypto. And I do want to say with Crypto that his tier may very well change. The reason for this is because it has been announced, or kind of hinted, shall I say, that there is going to be a potential Crypto buff. Now, we don't know exactly what that's going to be. We do know that there's supposed to be a kind of a change with certain legends, depending on their kind of, I don't know, type, I suppose, where he'll have access to possibly the beacons, which means he'll do what Pathfinder currently does, and that may well just be enough to push him up a little bit. But at the moment, I'm going to put him into the A category. Now, he has got the drones, so of course, surveillance-wise, keeping a measure on what's going on is really good. He is a more campier legend, which, of course, in competitive is something that you're looking to do. You're really looking to just try and keep, generally speaking, the position. You're trying to hold down a particular place and gain as many rank points as you want it. It's not the most fun way to play, I suppose, in competitive, and it's something that's not really necessarily totally my style. However, if you are pushing for higher points, it is really advisable just to be trying to just gain up the higher rankings into the top 5s consistently. Higher, ideally, is even better. Getting kills when you need to, but not over pushing, not overextending, and not being careless, which is so easy to kind of do. So that's why Crypto would be in my A tier at the moment, but like I said, that may very well change in the future. Now, moving on to Bloodhound. Bloodhound is a fantastic legend, I feel. He has got certainly the tracking, which is okay. Not amazing, but it can be handy in certain situations. The scan, I think, is really strong now. It's got such a range, and it can really tell you exactly where enemies actually are located. And I feel like that is a really handy thing. His Beast of the Hunt, unfortunately, is the thing that lets him down. And I think he could be an S tier if they made that change where the ultimate wasn't as loud as it currently is, because let's face it, the whole entire map can hear him scream out, "I'm Bloodhunter!" Rah! And realistically, you know, who wants to be located and be told where you're going to be? He is a very good legend. I think that there are great things, and I have a feeling Respawn may still make one more change, because his usage isn't the highest by any means, but you never know with it. I mean, he's pretty good now. It certainly is a legend that I enjoy using myself as well. I think he is really good, but again, there are just some stronger legends that just really feel like they are much better. So that is why I'm putting Bloodhound into the A tier. If they ever change the noise level of his ultimate, he would be an S tier legend, no doubt. But that's my personal opinion. I'm sure everyone has many different ones, as I'd hope to see in the comments below. Anyway, moving on to Loba. Now, Loba, again, is a really good legend. She's very new, so it is a harder one to necessarily place her into the meta. I feel that A tier is good because I don't feel that she offers less than what the B tier or the C tier does, but I don't feel that she's an S tier legend either. Her sort of like black market can be very good in certain situations to grab loot. Her passive is handy for her to gain purple, but then of course she can ping it for other teammates as well. Her drive is okay. It's not the best escape mechanism ever, but however, it's not a bad sort of like tool to have, and it's certainly better than some, because at least she's got some form of escape. The main reason she would be in A is, of course, because of the black market. I think it does give her a chance to offer things, to really just give you that chance to get your team some good loot, just as early as possible. And I suppose even her passive actually is pretty good as well. So again, that is why I feel that she's in the A tier. Decent legend. Maybe she'll get some changes along the way as well at some point. So the next one, of course, then is Bangalore. Now, Bangalore, I think you can all safely say that she's just a really solid legend. she's got so many good things. Now, the passive where she can move faster is really handy. Again, that is just she gets hit, she can move quicker, it lasts for quite a while, a good few seconds. I think it's really, really nice. Her ultimate is a little bit slow, but it is good for making enemies back off, I suppose, so holding down maybe a position. And her smoke, of course, is really, really strong as well for just maybe getting away, or those clutch revives, disorientating the opponents. A really good combo, again, is actually Bloodhound and Bangalore together. I know that doesn't get used maybe as much as it used to, but however, it was a really, really strong combo, and I don't really see why that would be any different now. Very, very solid. But overall, a very solid legend, definitely one that would be good to push, and I feel that she is one of those ones that, you know, is a good legend. And again, A tier is a fair place for her because the S tiers are just that bit better, but however, really solid legend and a lot of fun to play as well. Not as much personality maybe as some of the other legends, but she's still really, really good, and definitely one that's worth pushing. So moving on to, of course, Gibraltar. Now, Gibraltar was a hard one for me. I wanted to kind of put him into S tier in one way. I feel like with Gibraltar, the only things that maybe let him down is, again, that the 3 top legends that I've put into S tier just do things a little bit better. However, an extremely good legend. He has his airstrike, he has his dome shield for fast revives, which is why he is placed higher than Lifeline. 15% damage reduction, plus doesn't get slowed by heavy bullets. Overall, an extremely tanky and solid character to be using, and one I would definitely say is worth pushing into the high up sort of parts of the rankings. Now, the last one, of course, then for the A tier is Wraith. Wraith was a really hard one. I like Wraith, I think she's really good. And the only reason I placed her lower is simply because her portal is very situational. It can be absolutely amazing, which is why she's borderline between S tier and A tier. It can be situationally good, and it can really, really be strong. Her Into the Void is okay. It can negate damage, it can sort of like win certain situations, but I do feel that she doesn't have the ability to lock down an area, to really sort of secure a particular building, and just in general I think she's really good, but I do feel that she's not quite the S tier that a lot of people do rate her. And I'm sure that I'll get some comments saying Wraith is amazing and things, and that's fine. You know, I realise that everyone is entitled to different views, but I do feel that she's definitely worthy of a high A tier, borderline S tier at the moment. So moving into my S tier legends, these are the last 3 that I'll be mentioning. So first one is Pathfinder. Pathfinder, what else can we say about him? He can grapple. Yes, it got nerfed, but I still feel it's really good. He can get to high places that no one else can. He can do a zip line that goes up to high places that Wraith cannot do, which is why Wraith is lower. And he also can do the beacon at the moment, although that may be changed. It really, really tells it all. And he's just such a strong legend in, well, competitive and non-competitive actually. He's one of the best legends in the game, and he still is, even with his cooldown on his grapple. So I'm not going to talk too much about him. I think he's a really good legend, and I think everyone kind of knows that anyway. So really, really solid. Of course, the next one, Wattson. Wattson just has the ability to put the fences up. She can really lock down a particular building if you're looking for just pushing for the ranks and not really too many kills. She can be very, very good for that. She has the pylon, of course, which again means that you can lock down the building, and of course if people are trying to spam grenades at you, then you can get away with pretty much not having that either, unless the pylon can be destroyed. It is really, really, really strong. She's a very, very strong legend in regards to securing a building. She's a very strong legend in regards to just keeping that place under security, shall we say. And I think she is really, really good. I think, again, a lot of people will kind of know this because, again, in competitive play, you always see her picked on a team. And there's no surprise why. I mean, let's face it, you know, why would you pick a Wattson? In normal kind of non-competitive play, I would honestly put her low tier. And I did a tier rankings video, which I'll link in the description. See if you guys agree with where I placed her and the other legends. but I do feel that in competitive play, just like Crypto, she's a much stronger and higher legend, and she's really strong. Now the last one that I will put, and these are all in particular order as such in the S tier, but of course is Caustic. Caustic is absolutely incredible. Such a strong legend. I mean, he's still got the 15% damage decrease. He doesn't get affected by heavy bullets, so his movement speed isn't affected in any way. He can control a building same as Wattson. If you have a Wattson, a Pathfinder, and a Caustic on your team, it's a deadly combination. But in fact, a Wattson and a Caustic on their own together, lethal. I mean, you're going to really struggle to get in there. Yes, the canisters can be shot. If you see one and you can shoot the bottom of it, you can get rid of it, but he can just keep throwing them out. The gas really disorientates any enemy team members, so it can really cause a lot of damage. His ultimate does the same, which again just covers a massive area and can really cause a lot of problems. He's not so great out in the open, but realistically in competitive play, you're going to be trying to sort of use a Pathfinder to maybe gain the position of where a ring is going to be later on in the game. You're going to be taking on a building, and you're going to be then blocking doors with the canisters, and Caustic does that really well. I don't think that anyone really kind of has underrated Caustic, and there's been a lot of calls for him to be nerfed. I do feel like he's a really solid legend. I don't know if he's at the point of needing a nerf yet. The movement increase to your teammates in the gas and the better visibility that they gave, I believe, last season, is a massive increase, and I have seen Caustics being used a lot more, and I imagine his usage has gone up quite a lot, to be honest. But again, really great legend, and such a solid character. One of the best at the moment, definitely, and if you're looking to push into those higher rankings, then I definitely would recommend using him. He's a lot of fun to play in the right situation, actually, which surprises me because I didn't think he was maybe as fun, but actually he is. He's really good. And the control that you have can really make such a difference. I will be doing a pros and cons of each legend as my next videos. Starting with Caustic most likely, or Bloodhound. I haven't decided which one yet, but I'll do one of those two and then go from there. But that is it from me regarding the rankings video. So hopefully you enjoyed, found it informative and interesting. If you did like the video and appreciated the amount of time I spent making it, then drop a like on the video. That'd be really amazing. If you want to subscribe for future content, then that would be absolutely great. I've had a lot of support lately, and although I've only got, I think, 34 subscribers at the time that this video is made, it is growing, so I guess it's getting there, and any support that you guys can give would be absolutely appreciated and amazing. But otherwise, that is it for me. So just remember, never stop believing in yourself, never stop moving, and stay an Apex legend. But I will catch you in the next video. So from now, you take care. See ya. Bye.